He walked towards her silently, his steps slow but deliberate. Aren broke the silence first, her voice soft, as she reminisced about how they used to escape to the rooftop when they were children. She recalled how his brother would chase them out of his office because he was too busy to be disturbed, so they would hide out on the rooftop all day, eating food they had stolen from the cafeteria, lost in their own world. Sunjin said nothing. He simply stood a few feet away, his eyes fixed on her but his expression unreadable. He did not want to acknowledge the past she was trying to drag him back into. For him, that chapter had closed long ago. Aren turned to face him then, her eyes searching his for any flicker of the boy she once knew. She confessed that when she had left, she regretted it deeply. She regretted listening to him when he told her to go, regretted not fighting harder to pull him back from the darkness that swallowed him after his brother's death. She said she had been broken too, and that his brother had been like family to her as well. Finally, Sunjin broke his silence. He told her firmly that all of it was in the past. He had moved on. Minsu had helped him find the light again, and meeting her was the best thing that had ever happened to him. He owed everything he was now to Minsu's unwavering love. Aren paused, absorbing his words before nodding slowly. She told him that she was genuinely happy for him, that she had always prayed he would find someone who could show him the brighter side of life. She admitted that Minsu seemed like a good woman, exactly the kind he deserved. But Sunjin didn't let the warmth linger. He interrupted her, telling her firmly that if she truly meant what she said, then she must respect the boundaries he had set. He reminded her that he was now a man with a wife and a child, and there were lines that could never be crossed again. He made it clear that he respected her past place in his life, but she needed to show the same respect for his present. Aren forced a small, strained smile, saying she understood. She claimed she only liked to tease and play around but knew when to stop. She stepped closer to him, closing the distance, and asked if she could ask one final question. Sunjin gave a silent nod, bracing himself. Looking into his eyes, Aren asked him if he ever thought of her, of the memories they had shared, the promises whispered in their youth. Sunjin's expression did not falter. He told her that he was grateful for her presence during the darkest moments of his life, but that those memories no longer held any weight over him. The only thoughts he had of her now were as someone who had helped him, in her own way, along his path to healing. He repeated his hope that she would respect the boundaries she had just promised to keep. He turned to leave, intending to put an end to the conversation once and for all, but before he could take more than a few steps, her voice stopped him in his tracks. She told him quietly that she was dying, that there wasn't much time left for her. Sunjin froze, his back still to her. He refused to turn around, refused to let himself soften, and give her even a sliver of space back into his life where she no longer belonged. He stood there, unmoving, refusing to let pity open a door she might slip through. Aren's voice trembled as she asked if he was going to say anything at all. After a long, heavy silence, Sunjin finally spoke, telling her to take care of herself. He didn't turn around. He didn't look back. He simply walked away, leaving her standing alone on the rooftop. Aren remained rooted where she was, her eyes glistening as unshed tears threatened to fall. She had hoped, desperately, that he would be the one person to help her through this final chapter of her life, just as she had once tried to help him through his. But as she watched him disappear through the door without so much as a backward glance, she realized with painful clarity that the part of him she had once known was truly gone. He was no longer the broken boy clinging to her presence. He was a man, a husband, a father, and he belonged entirely to someone else now. Despite the ache in her chest, she found a fragile peace in that thought. Sunjin deserved this new life he had built. He deserved to be happy, and she would not be the one to ruin it. Holding her breath against the tears, she turned back to face the skyline alone. the cold wind brushing against her skin, as if reminding her that some stories were meant to end so others could begin.